the night burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels scream and spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Crowds gather up like wolves, howling for that speed. Races blood pumping fast, gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster, the dirt flies and bends. Ruthless turns, heart turns savage till the night ends. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Underneath the moonlight, crowds roar so loud. Pride's in the throttle, not in faces of a crowd. A brotherhood of metal, sweat, gears that grind. Cross that line or get left behind.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this evening for race number 9 here of the Wednesday night street fights presented by the Dirt Warrior Racing League. As each and every one of these drivers are ready to go to battle, ready to duke it out here at the beautiful Oswego Speedway as the random build draw heat races are about to get underway. Our first heat race already loaded into the sim, ready for each and every one of these drivers to try and pick up the win. As here we go, getting them rolling out onto the speedway, starting in that pole position. It is the number 47 ride of Tyler Ryan. To his outside in the 101, that is Jacob Sexton with the 86 of Brian Wells starting there in third. To his outside, the number 75, that is Kent McLean back in that 5th position. The number 7 ride, it is Jeremy Akins. To his outside in the DWR iRacing iFlag JRE machine is the slinganddirt.com Peacemaker Gaming ride of Jim Rivas. Starting in position number 7, Jim's teammate there in the DWR 304 Roots and number 49 ride. It is Jackie Whaley. To the outside of him in the beautiful new looking paint scheme here for the 2020. It is Jeremy Sexton in that beautiful EJR Gage Farms Sexton paint and body, the Cocky Floyd Consulting 2020 ride back there in position number 8. And bringing up the rear of the field in the 13 ride, that is Evan Monaghan. Monaghan will start here in that 9th position as he races in number 1. Ready to rumble, ready to go to battle is what's good. Jeremy Vaughn says, let's go, Peace, let's go. Jeremy is here we go. Down through 3 and out of 4, we will see our first green flag of the day. As down and out of 4, there it is! Green flag is in the air! The 47 of Tyler Ryan, great launch, great start there for the 47 ride, as he'll look to try to keep all these drivers back there behind him as the top 2 competitors will work their way into the A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races if we need them here this evening. And for these drivers, it looked like there was over 24 cars, so potentially going to our Going to B mains here, C mains as well, could be a possibility this evening. But as the outside lane paying dividends right now, is Jacob Sexton able to jump up, take that race lead away from the 47 ride in for Tyler Ryan. He's going to have to try to find another lane. He's going to have to try to make up some ground as there goes Brian Wells and Kent McLean, all able to get around him. And Wells looks like he is not done yet. A pair of Cocky Floyd Consulting rides here at the front of the field as Kent McLean right there sniffing on their back bumper as Jacob Sexton trying to hold on to it. The 86 of Brian Wells wants to take it away from him. Running a couple different lines here. These guys getting some big runs, some good momentum built up in that outside lane, and right now that seems to be the preferred line. Rolling that outside groove up in the tacky stuff, kind of drifting up towards that middle of the corner wall, and then really putting that hammer down and getting a great drive on corner exit. So everyone kind of rolling that exact same line. There's not a whole lot of grip, a whole lot of traction elsewhere on the speedway. So once you kind of find that preferred lane, it's going to just keep it right where it is and keep on battling. Hope that the driver in front of you potentially makes a mistake, slips up, makes the wrong choice, goes down low, and potentially opens up the door for you to try to get around him. As here we go, little contact there is a bit of a slide job out of the 86 of Brian Wells. Man, Wells did not clear that 101 ride of Jacob Sexton, even though they're both Cocky Floyd Consulting rides. They're not going to be done yet. They continue to rub and scrub as Sexton looked back down low, trying to take this spot back away from Brian Wells, and Wells may get it right here. As here we go, big slide job into the 101. Great crossover by Wells as they'll battle door to door back down into corner number one. Our flagman getting the best seat in the house right now, watching these drivers battle here this evening as our first heat race just over halfway, but there's still a few laps left to go here in this one, in the battling between these two is not done. And look who's right back into the battle. Our pole sitter, the 47 of Tyler Ryan. Ryan poking his nose right back into this battle, knowing that it is the top two that transfer through into the A main feature event. He knows that if he can gain one more spot, he can put himself right on through to that A main here this evening. And look at Monaghan. Evan Monaghan early on as well here, jumping up into that 5th position. Started all the way back in 9th. He's able to gain 4 positions here in this heat race, giving him a good start and a good look here, potentially being able to race his way in through our B or C main here this evening. Out in front though, it's Brian Wells. Wells with that top spot here. Started back in 3rd, made some early moves to get around that 47 of Tyler Ryan, and then able to make that move on the number 101 of Jacob Sexton. Unfortunately for Sexton, he's fallen back here a little bit more as the white flag has been displayed. So it's going to be a battle for second as Brian Wells runs away with it. Here comes Tyler Ryan down low. Ryan, one last ditch effort, going to slide up in front of this 101. Crossover into Sexton. They'll drag race back down to the line. It'll be a close one. Woo, doggy, this is too close to call. My scoring says 0.00 seconds as Brian Wells picks up that heat race win. I'm not even sure who got that one, chat. Who got this one here? Let's take a look. Who came second in the finish of heat race number? I think it was the 47 ride. Yeah, Tyler Ryan. I believe they're giving it to Tyler Ryan here by 5/1000ths of a second. Tyler Ryan, right down here, the 47 ride, beat Jacob Sexton. 0.729, 0.724 behind our race leader. So very, very close battle, very good battle, but Tyler Ryan able to battle his way back up there and puts himself into the show here with a great final lap pass there to make the move around Jacob Sexton and move himself straight on forward to our A main feature event as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go here. Heat race number 2 gonna get ready to roll out onto the racetrack as here comes that beautiful Bulletproof Motorsports Dirt Track Junkies number 91 of Tyson Pankow. Pankow will start here in the pole position to his outside in the TNT Racing 5.6 Graphics number 33. It is James Ellington. Starting back in position number 3 in the 727, that is Zach Clark back there in that third spot. To his outside, the 16 JR, that is Dustin Hennigan. Henny will start there in the 4th position with Ryan Howard back there in 5th. His outside will be the TNT Racing number 45 of Stephen Burrow, and then we see the number 5 of Shane Matthews in the 216 of Jason Calhoun, bringing up the rear of the field. As heat race number 2 about to get underway, man, another pretty stacked heat race, man. A lot of great drivers, a lot of fast cats once again in action here, ready to try to work themselves up and into the winner's circle. As last week's winner, Dustin Hennigan, here tonight, I do believe he's looking for win number 4 here on the season for Dustin Hennigan. Already has 3 checkered flags, looking to obviously gain some big points and trying to work his way up towards the front here. As here we go, back to green flag racing as Pancow sees that green flag fly. So Tyson Pancow gets the green flag quickly, jumps onto that loud pedal, looking to try to open up a bit of a lead between himself and the 33 of James Ellington. Ellington gonna stick right here behind him as here comes that 727 slide jump contact between Ellington and the 727 of Clark. Oh, baby, they're getting racy, and here comes Peppy right through the middle. The 16 JR of Mr. Hennigan up and into 3rd now. He's able to work his way around the 33 ride of Ellington, and now with the outside lane, may be able to work his way around Zach Clark into 2nd. So Dustin Hennigan, one of our championship hopefuls, knows he needs to have some big races, needs to have some big runs, and pick up a lot of checker flags if he wants to chase down Tyler Jackson for this championship. As the 16 JR up and into position number 2, we'll see if he can gain one more spot and try to steal this heat race away from Tyson Pancow. But Pancow out in front, just looking to run away with it. Last time around, had the quickest lap in this heat race. Quicker than everybody else this time around, though. Lost a little bit to that 16 ride. So it looks like as Dustin Hennigan's starting to get some clean racetrack, starting to get these drivers back behind him. He's starting to find that groove a little bit more. He's starting to feel it, and he's starting to work his way towards the back bumper here of our race leader. Less than 0.3 of a second separate them, and now here we go. We see the 16 JR jump down to the inside groove. He's going to try to work that inside lane, looking for a big run out at corner number 2. As Tyson Pancow will keep him back there at bay, but Peppy reels him in just a little bit more down into corner number 3. Is this time by the start-finish line, it'll be halfway in, halfway to go here in this one. So halfway to go here in heat race number 2. And look at Peppy, man. It is Dustin Hennigan just rolling that bottom lane to perfection down to 1 and 2. Now pulls the trigger on a slide jump. Slides up into the outside lane. Tyson Pancow can't cross him over, and it looks like it will be Dustin Hennigan, who started back in 4th. It only took him 6 laps, but now has the race lead and looking to run away with heat race number 2. Pancow will look now to try to hang on to the 2nd position as Zach Clark and James Ellington trying to reel him down as Stephen Burrow, Shane Matthews, the 216 of Jason Calhoun, and the number 4 of Ryan Howard round out our field. But the battle is just getting started. Here for position number 2 on the Speedway, will we see another last lap pass for that 2nd position? We saw Tyler Ryan able to work his way around Jacob Sexton to steal that 2nd position at the very end of that first heat race of the day. Could we see a little bit more of the same? I know that the 727 ride of Zach Clark, he was watching, saw what that 47 ride did. Does he have that same trick up his sleeve? Can he pull it off and work himself into that 2nd and final transfer spot here in heat race number 2? Is Hennigan, though, just setting sail, man? The young gun out in front will see that white flag fly, and I think for a lot of these other drivers in this heat race, they definitely want to see that white flag. They may be even waving it themselves because that number 16 ahead again is absolutely checked out. Over a second down into corner number 3. Nice and easy down and out of corner number 4 for Dustin Hennigan. He will win heat race number 2 here this evening. Pancow will hold on to 2nd as Zach Clark, Ellington, Jason Calhoun, Ryan Howard, Shane Matthews, and Stephen Burrow will all go to our consolation races here, as only the top 2 drivers from these heat races automatically get locked in. And man, this is gonna be a good night, chat. This is gonna be a good, fun night. This next heat race is another good one. Man, it's too bad. I hope JC Floyd is loaded in. Hopefully there's a 4th heat race for us here this evening, because, man, we get JC in here, man. Throw in some of these other guys. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. Because starting on the pole here this evening, you guys may recognize this paint scheme. It is the Team No Love NH Lens number 19. It's the showstopper, Jamie Massey. Massey will start in the pole position here this evening. To his outside, our championship hopeful, the number 8 machine. It's Tyler Jackson. T-Jack will start there in second. Starting back in position number 3, another new paint scheme here. Another beautiful looking ride for the Cocky Floyd Consulting number 20 of Philip Sexton, as he'll get ready to start from 3rd. To his outside, love this paint scheme, man. Love that blue and yellow combo. In for that 357 ride of Derek Rice. He'll be looking to try to get this hot rod up and into victory lane here this evening, as Bryce will start back there in that 4th position. Starting in position number 5, the TNT Racing Memphis Grizzlies number 99 ride. It is Tim Taylor who will start there in that 5th position. To his outside in the Cocky Floyd Consulting number 37, it is James Stockton there in 6. And bringing up the rear of the field in the beautiful 144 here this evening, that is Mr. Jordan LaFawn. Mr. LaBoon back here in that 7th position. Unfortunately, Jeremy Vaughn did not jump out here for the start of this heat race, so he'll have to start from pit road. That is a tough break there for the number 3 machine here this evening, as we'll wait and see if we can get him out there onto the racetrack. As out in front, though, it is Jamie Massey, man. What a comeback for the kid here tonight, being able to jump into these races, able to get that luck of the pill draw right out of the gate, and getting to start here in position number 1 for the 3rd heat race of the day, man. The DWR gods may have blessed that 19 ride here this evening, as here we go. Getting ready to set them back loose. Is down through 3 and out of 4. Massey with a great launch right there as a green flag into the air. Quickly clears Tyler Jackson. T-Jack will stay back there in position number 2, but it may not be for long, as here comes Philip Sexton trying to use that inside lane to his advantage as he battles door to door with T-Jack back down into corner number 3. As there's contact, look out! Sexton gets into Massey, around goes Massey. Oh, brother, what started off as such a good night for Jamie Massey, getting that pole position. Unfortunately, no caution flags here in these heat races. And for Jamie Massey right there, just got absolutely cleaned out by the 20 ride of Philip Sexton, man. That is a tough break. Obviously, Philip didn't mean to do it. Just got in there a little too deep, and as he sent it in there deep, I feel like he was expecting to slide up, kind of the same as what you see with Tyler Jackson. I think he wanted to kind of follow T-Jack up the racetrack until all of a sudden the 19 rides there in the middle of the speedway, trying to get a little bit of a slower arc into the corner to try to get a better run off the bottom here. And unfortunately, that just does not work out for him. And then you're going to see that 144 Jordan LaFawn. He's going to get into it as well. So tough break there for Jordan LaFawn, tough break for Philip Sexton, Jamie Massey, and unfortunately they're going to be back here behind the 8 ball. Is out in front, kind of blessing our points leader coming into the night, Tyler Jackson, with this 3rd heat race lead. So T-Jack says thank you very much. He gets the top spot. He gets the number 1 position now. He's got about 1.7 seconds between himself and Derek Rice. So for Tyler Jackson, he's kind of on cruise control here. He's got about 5.5 more laps left to go here in this heat race. So he's just kind of taking it easy breezy here, just hitting his marks, not making any mistakes, knowing that he got blessed here with a 3 heat race win this evening from Philip Sexton. Philip really gave him a free one right there. I think he would have had his hands full. I don't know if he would have been able to hold Philip off. I don't know if he would have been able to catch Jamie Massey. And now I'm sure a lot of the other drivers that are trying to hunt this 8 ride down for the points championship aren't going to be very happy about this one, because that's going to be another big set of points going into Tyler Jackson's back pocket here to try and help him win this championship. Rice in position number 2 here, able to hold on to that second and final transfer spot with about 3 laps left to go here next time by the start finish line. So for Derek Rice, you know, he's got a bit of a gap here to Tyler Jackson. I don't think he's going to catch him, but he does have to try to keep James Stockton and Tim Taylor back there at bay, and Timmy now has the 20 ride of Philip Sexton right here behind him, so Philip able to rebound battle his way up and into position number 5 here, and now looking to go after Tim Taylor for that 4th spot on the speedway. Jordan LaFawn a little farther back, so isn't Jamie Massey here in that 19 ride as he's stuck back in the 7th position. And for Jeremy Vaughn, unfortunately for Vaughn, missed the start of this heat race, had to start from pit side, and with no caution flags, really not a whole lot for him to gain. He's trying to hunt down Massey and LaFawn. Unfortunately, time is running out for him as here comes Tyler Jackson, nice and easy, down and out of 3 and out of 4 for the number 8 rider Tyler Jackson. He will see the white flag fly. So one more time around here for T-Jack at the beautiful Oswego Speedway. The 8 will take us back down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Nice and easy down and out of corner number 4. And it's T-Jack, Tyler Jackson, who wins our 3rd heat race of the day. Derek Rice in that 2nd and final transfer spot will punch his ticket as James Stockton, Philip Sexton, Tim Taylor, Jordan LaFawn, Jamie Massey, and Jeremy Vaughn will round out our top 8 here, as unfortunately only 2 drivers punched their tickets straight on through, but we'll have to wait and see here. I do believe that was our final heat race, and it looks like everyone is going to get a little blessed here this evening. No consolation races, no B mains, no C mains, none of that action, no last chance dances for these drivers. Each and every one of them will be a part of our A main feature event. So they're going to get an opportunity here. They're going to get a few moments to jump out onto the racetrack to try to lay down some quick lap times to try to set themselves up here for what could be a big day at the speedway here. And obviously for a lot of drivers, they may have to try to make up a lot of ground, so they really want to try to get this track worked in. They really want to try to work on their race cars, make sure that they have everything set up perfectly and ready to rumble here for this A main feature event. Is 65 laps of racing action can be coming right at you here in just a couple more moments. It's a quick warm-up session for each and every one of these drivers, and then we'll get right in to that 65 lap green flag feature event. As I gotta get a quick bathroom break in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere as we're gonna get ready to set these drivers loose. As Jeremy Vaughn says, PC Pros, hate to miss the start, but this isn't my favorite track either. Well, I mean, at least it's not your favorite track. At least it kind of works out for you, I guess. But, I mean, hey, you know what? Now you got some hard charging to do to work yourself up through the field, number 3. As we'll be right back here, chat. I got to go to the take a quick little pee here real quick. But we'll be right back, and our A-Main feature event is going to get started here in a few quick minutes.
Roaring engines rip the night, burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels screaming, spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw exhaling battle cage. The stands are empty now, but the ghosts they remain. This dirt track story sings forever in our veins. Wednesday night street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. This is raw real.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we go. You came here for a show, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go as these drivers get loaded into the sim, each and every single one of them looking for the win here at Oswego Speedway, as they'll get lined up and ready to rock and roll for 65 laps of green flag racing here this evening in the DWRL Wednesday night street fights. And starting on the pole in the number 86 ride, it is Mr. Wells. Brian will start in that top spot here this evening. To his outside, the young gun, it is Peppy, Mr. Dustin Hennigan, here starting in position number 2. Starting back in that third position, our points leader coming into tonight in that DWR iRacing iFlag number 8 ride, it's Tyler Jackson who will start in that third position. To his outside, the 47, it is Tyler Ryan. Starting in position number 5 in the 91, that is Tyson Pankow. To his outside in the number 357, the Cocky Floyd Consulting Doghouse Chassis machine of Derek Rice. Starting back in position number 7 in the 101 ride, that is Jacob Sexton. To his outside will be the 727 of Mr. Zach J. Clark. Starting in position number 9 out there on the speedway in the 37 ride, that is James Stockton. Into his outside in the 13, it's Evan Monaghan. Philip Sexton and James Ellington. Back there in row number 6 is Kent McLean and Jason Calhoun. They're in row number 7. Tim Taylor going to round out our top 15. Has Jeremy Aikens there to his outside with Ryan Howard and Jordan LaFawn back in row number 9 here on the speedway. Here we go, back in 19th, it is Shane Matthews, and the number, I believe it is the 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton there, back just rounding out our top 20, with Jim Reeves, Jamie Massey, Jeremy Vaughn, Stephen Burrow, and Jackie Whaley bringing up the rear of the field. It's 25 drivers looking for victory lane here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cheer them on in the comment section right now as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As the green flag is into the air, Brian Wells with a big restart. Right here is the 86, able to get a great launch, great jump, and able to clear that 16 of Dustin Hennigan, the 8 ride of Tyler Jackson, as each and every one of these drivers is going to be looking to try to hold him back there at bay. Here in this one as Brian Wells out in front as there's contact back here behind him. Look out, it's a hornet's nest back here deeper in the field. 2 wide, 3 wide, a little bit of 4 wide as everybody's trying to work their way to the point here this evening. They're still beating and banging, bounces off each other as Ryan Howard up the racetrack. Hard contact right there between him and Mr. Jeremy Sexton. So Sexton gets a good piece of him here, quite a bit of contact for that 2020 ride, but luckily enough, both drivers able to keep pointing the right direction as that 216 of Mr. Jason Calhoun up and into the outside fence right there. Pretty solid contact there for that 216 ride as he'll be looking to try to keep himself out of trouble. Too many times getting into that fence may end his night early. As out in front, continuing to hold down the top spot. Last time around, the quickest lap out on the speedway was Brian Wells, but it was quickly beaten by that number 16 of Dustin Hennigan. Hannigan a little bit quicker than him, rolling that outside lane. Looks like Pepe is getting a little bit of a pep in his step as he's looking to the outside of that cocky Floyd Consulting number 86 ride of Mr. Wells, looking to try to take over that race lead. Is T-Jack, though, right there in third, ready to pounce. Is a big hit back there as Derek Rice bounced it off the outside fence. Rice, hard contact up into the corner 1, corner 2 wall. Luckily enough for that EJRKR1, number 357 Ryan, able to keep the fenders on it, is hang on to it. Tyson Pancake, oh baby. Pancakes almost got pancaked right there as he got all sorts of bent out of shape down through 3 and 4. Luckily enough, able to hang on to it, keep himself rolling here on the speedway. Some absolutely amazing racing action all throughout the field. These drivers putting on an absolute amazing show for us. As we take a little look deeper in the field, we look at a couple of drivers that are normally up here towards the front, normally battling for race wins. One of them being that 2020 ride of Mr. Jeremy Sexton up and into that 13th position. Jamie Massey back here behind him, up and into about the 16th, 15th spot here as he battles door to door with Jeremy Aikens. Both Jeremy Sexton and Jamie Massey trying to navigate their way up towards the front of the field here in this one. As out in front, though, it is Dustin Hennigan. He's able to jump up, take the race lead away from that number 86 of Brian Wells. Wells falls back now into position number 2 here on the speedway, and he may be at risk of losing that spot, as well as T-Jack looking to try to take it away from him here. The Alpha Shark smells blood and looking to strike here this evening, as some great racing, some great battles, and a lot of these drivers, man, putting on an absolutely amazing show for us, man. This has been a crazy one, man. A lot of door-to-door, 2 wide, 3 wide action here to start this feature event. So far, clean and green down across the line. They will complete lap number 9 here this evening. So 9 laps in so far, still clean and green as Jim Revis. Unfortunately, Jim's a little deeper in the field here, all the way back now into that 24th position here for Jim Revis. He's got Jordan LaFawn right there with him. I mean, Jeremy Vaughn's there as well. Stephen Burrows back there just outside our top 20. So is in Jackie Whaley in that beautiful 304 Roots DWR ride. So for a couple of the DWR machines deeper in the field, we'll have to wait and see if they can navigate their way up towards the front. As Dustin Hennigan continues to lead this one, he's got a bit of a gap here, a few car lengths between himself and Tyler Jackson as T-Jack rolls there in second. Wells now back into position number 3 as Tyler Ryan right there in position number 4 and looking for more here in this one. Jacob Sexton there in 5th. Now this is fun to watch because Wells, Tyler Ryan, and Jacob Sexton were the 3 drivers duking it out there in heat race number 1. Now they're lined up 1, 2, 3 again out there on the speedway. We'll have to wait and see if they can start duking it out like they did to finish off that heat race. As we saw the 47 of Tyler Ryan able to beat that 101 of Jacob Sexton back down across the line by hundreds of thousands. I do believe it was 1/1000th of a second that he was actually able to beat that 101 machine. So going down to that 3rd decimal point, just edging out in front by centimeters to beat Jacob Sexton there in that heat race. So for Jacob, he may be looking for a little bit of retribution out there on the speedway, maybe looking to get one back here from that 47 of Tyler Ryan as he's looking to try to hunt him down. But out in front, the one doing the hunting is that number 8 right, our points leader here in the championship, Mr. Tyler Jackson. T-Jack looking to hunt down the young gun here in this one. Hannigan rolling the outside lane. Tyler Jackson rolling the inside. Who's going to be able to hang on to it? Who's going to be able to keep their foot in the throttle? And who will end up with the potential better strategy here later in the race? Because Tyler Jackson may be burning up his stuff. Maybe using up a lot of that tire, as we do see one driver deeper in the field running into an issue, and it's Jordan LaFawn. Oh, no. Mr. Laboon, Jordan LaFawn, unfortunately started deep in the field here in this one. I do believe he's already got some damage in this car as well, and I'm not sure if he sends it over the fence or if he just Yeah, right here, gets back up into the fence again. Finally, the car starts to go around, bounces it off the inside wall, and gets stopped there on the racetrack and tows it right down pit side and off the speedway. So a tough break right there for Jordan LaFawn, as I do believe his night is going to come to an early close here on lap number 14 there for the 144 machine. Is out in front, though. Dustin Hennigan continuing to lead the way. Henny out in front here. T-Jack there in second. Brian Wells in position number 3. They're starting to separate themselves now a little bit from Tyler Ryan as things start to spread out a little bit more. A little less door-to-door action. Not a whole lot of 3 wide at this point as we see Sexton there in 5th. Tyson Pankow back in 6th. Zach Clark, Philip Sexton, and you see a little door-to-door starting to brew back here and there. It's 3 wide. Just a little deeper in the field, but you do see Derek Rice trying to work his way back around James Ellington here on the speedway. So Rice trying to hang on to it right now. He's on the backslide. He's down 4 positions here as Ellington gets around him, and he may go down another spot as Jeremy Sexton looking to try to race his way up inside the top 10. So Sexton battling his way up towards the front here as he's looking to get around his Conky Floyd Consulting teammate, Mr. Rice here for position number 10 on the speedway. That will move Derek Rice back into 11th here. Early on, down 5 spots there for Derek Rice as Evan Monaghan, Kent McLean, Jamie Massey are top 14 here on the speedway. Jeremy Akins there in the 15th position, and there is our first yellow. It's Jason Calhoun. Turned around, pointed the wrong direction, in our first caution flag of the day will fly. So Jason Calhoun gonna run into some issues here. Let's take a look. Let's see what happens here as the Hoosier ride up on the high side here. Looks like he's just gonna bounce it off the fence right there, and unfortunately kind of did this one to himself. We've seen him get up into that fence a few times, and this time gets in there wrong angle, wrong groove, and unfortunately for this number 216 ride, it's going to cause quite a bit of damage here for him, and obviously going around is never a fun thing to do, especially the one to bring out the first caution flag after 20 laps of nonstop green flag racing. And here we go. We're going to see him right up here against that fence and kind of just hits it right in the middle there, and it just kind of hooks this car around up and into the outside fence. And man, that thing was super close to wanting to go over right there. Luckily enough, it does not go over the fence. He's able to keep his foot in the throttle, and that will bring out our first caution flag of the day. So our first yellow flag, that could really change the outcome here and change the landscape of this feature event, because a lot of these drivers early on, they know that these caution flags are a possibility. This is a racetrack that does seem to produce quite a few yellow flags, so maybe just in the back of their mind, they were taking it really, really easy, banking on this caution flag, knowing that if it does fly, it could really help them out later in this race. So when I look back here and I see drivers like Jackie Whaley, Stephen Burrow, Jim Rivas, Jeremy Vaughn, some of these guys that may have been saving quite a bit back here deeper in the field, even for Jamie Massey, had quickly worked his way up towards the top 15 and inside the top 15. And now for Massey, you know, he kind of just hung out right there. Didn't really push the subject, didn't really keep on going forward. Is he been saving a little bit of tire? Can he work his way to the front? And what do our race leaders still have in their back pocket? As we're going to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Doored up once again, side by side. It's Dustin Hennigan with the race lead. He gets the whole front row to himself here with a Delaware single file restart there as the 16 out in front. We'll see that green flag fly here once again this evening. So for Mr. Hennigan, great jump, great launch, able to open up a car length lead between himself and Tyler Jackson. And this is normally when we see more caution flags fly, and I do believe we got a few drivers tied up deeper in the field, and there is the yellow flag. Jim Rivas, Jackie Whaley, Jason Calhoun, all tied up here in this one. Take a look back, see what happens as this is on the restart here. Jackie gets a good launch. Jim gets a good launch. Down into corner number 1. Looks like Jackie's just going to send it in there too deep and end up taking out one of his teammates here. So it's teammate on teammate crying out there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how they are going to officiate that one, man, when it's admin versus admin out there on the speedway. They're beating the heck out of each other here, and Right there, just gets in there too deep, gets into the back end of Jim, and then obviously nowhere to go here for Jason Calhoun as the spinning 49 rides basically parked right onto his nose, and unfortunately for 3 drivers deeper in the pack, just could not get that restart underway. So that means another caution flag, another restart as Jim heads down pit road. He's looking to maybe get some repairs and try to get his car back to 100% and back out there onto the racetrack as we'll get them all ready to rumble here. Is out in front, Dustin Hennigan here, gonna have to try to find himself another big run, another good restart to keep these drivers back there at bay. What do you guys think? Do you guys think here? Let me know in the comment section right now. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Dustin Hennigan, this 16 JR, holds on and wins his 4th race of the season? Or do we see the seasoned vet Tyler Jackson, the Alpha Shark, be able to navigate his way around that 16 ride and put T-Jack potentially up and in to the winner's circle here at Oswego Speedway? T-Jack came in here talking about how this is not one of his favorite racetracks. He doesn't really like it here. He doesn't tend to really run that well here. But for right now, Tyler Jackson's looking pretty good, rolling here in that 2nd spot. But I think the driver they're all going to have to be very cautious about is this 2020 ride. Jeremy Sexton. Sexton inside the top 10, man. He's going to be a threat late in this race. If he can gain 3 or 4 more positions, get another couple caution flags, he could be right in the mix here for the win this evening. As here we go back to green flag racing. As Hennigan, another good launch, another good restart, clears Tyler Jackson and the rest of the field as they're 2 wide back here behind him. Jacob Sexton trying to work his way up and into position number 3 here as he looks down low underneath of Brian Wells here for that 3rd position. So him and Wells now going to be door to door down the front straightaway. 2 wide, 3 wide, all the way back throughout the field as everybody trying to work their way towards the front. One of those being that number 19 of Jamie Massey. Massey still trying to work his way up here and into the fight here inside the top 10 as he's just outside the top 10 right at this moment. But we do see Jeremy Sexton making some moves, man. The 2020 ride has just been hooked up on that inside lane, continuing to find some good runs, getting good restarts. And for that 2020, the Mad Dog himself, he's looking at trying to work his way now inside our top 5 on the racetrack. As him and Zach Clark will battle door to door. It's a battle for the 7th position. He's still got some ground to make up, still has to pass a lot of fast cats. And if you're Dustin Hennigan, Tyler Jackson, you almost want to hope that you don't see another caution flag. Another yellow flag will bring these drivers that may have been saving tire or maybe just as fast as you, but that did not have that track position closer and closer to your back bumper. So they may want to just try to run away with this one, try to put this one into the history books and get out of here with a couple good solid finishes here this evening. And if you're Jeremy Sexton, man, you really need a big run here. One of our championship hopefuls, one of our championship contenders coming into this race, definitely trying to work his way up towards the front, knowing that he's got a battle for this championship and he needs to gain a lot of points here on Tyler Jackson is coming into this race. T-Jack had, I want to say that's about 23 points difference here. So Tyler Jackson came into this race 23 points between him and Jeremy Sexton here in this one. Now T-Jack did win his heat race, so that may have gave him some extra points here over the number 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton. So for Tyler Jackson, gets a little bonus there. He's sitting in 2nd right now. He's trying to extend that points lead with only a few races left to go here in the season. And if you're that 2020 of Jeremy Sexton, you know time is running out. You need to have some big runs, some great finishes, and hope that Tyler Jackson kind of falls back here and that you can gain a great amount of points on him here to try to close that championship battle up a little bit more. It's unfortunately Dustin Hennigan even farther back here in that point standings. He's leading this race. He's won 3 races already on the season, and for Dustin Hennigan, came into this race about 35 points back from Tyler Jackson here. So some big gaps here, a lot of points for Tyler Jackson out there on the table that he's just looking to run away with this championship, as they got a pretty sizable lead here, over 50 points between himself and Will Hargreaves. And unfortunately for Will's not even out there on the racetrack here tonight, so Will should drop outside our top 5, moving potentially Philip Sexton and Evan Monaghan up inside the top 5 here this evening. Tyler Ryan will be right there, as well as Ryan Howard, Jim Rivas, and Stephen Burrow trying to work their way up towards the front. Is, oh baby, look out, that's Tyler Ryan. Well, man, I think we just jinxed this 47 ride, because as soon as we said his name, he makes a hard left-hand turn down the front straightaway. I'm not sure what happened here, but down and out of 4. I don't know if his PC just turned off, if he lost the steering wheel connection, but for the 47 ride, what in the world just happened to Tyler Ryan, man? This is a heartbreaker. We were just talking about where he was in the point standings, and being back in 7th, he was probably going to be able to leapfrog a couple drivers, probably could have put himself inside the top 5 here in points after tonight. And unfortunately now, the car running in about the 6th, 7th spot out there on the speedway, gonna have a big issue right here, man. This is a big hit, a heavy hit, and a tough way to potentially finish off his night. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with this 47 ride. There we go, and then just right here, wheel just, I don't know what in the world happened there. So it doesn't look like the wheel turned off, because normally if the wheel turns off, it just cranks it all the way to the left or to the right. It kind of looks like it right there, but then the wheel straightens back out, like someone's at the helm and trying to get straightened out here, and bam, it just drives it right down into that inside fence, and virtually as soon as it gets into that wall, I do believe he may have alt F4 that one and got it off the racetrack. Unfortunately, it was already damaged out a little too late, as the yellow flag had been displayed. So for Dustin Hennigan and Tyler Jackson, they did not want to see that caution flag, as that is going to bring Brian Wells right back to their rear bumper. Philip Sexton now into 4th. Jacob Sexton right there, as well as Jeremy Sexton now into the battle as well. Zach Clark back there in 7th. James Ellington, Tyson Pankow, and Jamie Massey, the showstopper, back there in 10th. We'll have to wait and see if Jamie's still got it, if he can battle his way up here and into the fight here at the front of the field. But for Hennigan, he'll look to try to hold him off here in this one. A Super Dirt Biker says Sexton Boy's going to take over the podium. It's a possibility, man. You never know. They're all right there. They got a lot of fast cats in front of them, a lot of fast cats back behind them, and we're fixing to find out, as here we go. Down and out of 4. The green flag is back into the air here on this week's Wednesday night street fights, presented by the Dirt Warrior Racing League, as Dustin Hennigan, a great launch, great restart, able to keep T-Jack and Wells back there at bay, as now they battle here for position number 2 on the speedway. So they're almost door to door, down through 3 and 4 for that 2nd spot, as T-Jack trying to hold off this 86 ride, and now we may have seen another one. Look out, that was Zach Clark. Oh man, I don't know if it's the racetrack or what it may be, but we just saw Clark almost do the exact same thing as Tyler Ryan. Just shot right down the speedway right there, and my, oh my, oh my. That thing almost got destroyed. That almost ended up the same outcome, and now it looks like he's going to tow that car down pit road and off the speedway as well. So they're dropping like flies here this evening, but out in front, it's Dustin Hennigan who continues to lead the way. Pepe out in front with the Alpha Shark right there behind him. Welly there in position number 3, as Mr. Wells trying to battle his way back to the point here in this one. The pole sitter here this evening trying to put himself back to the point here today, as you see the Sextons battling right there behind them. Philip Sexton, Jeremy Sexton, Jacob Sexton. You can throw a blanket over them, as 3 Sextons just outside our top 3 here on the speedway. We'll see if Jeremy can navigate his way up towards the front. We've talked to Jeremy before about being here at Oswego Speedway. This is one of his favorite racetracks. It's almost a home track here for this 2020 ride, so he's got a little bit more at stake than a lot of these other drivers, being somewhat of a home track race here for that 2020 machine. And here he is navigating his way up inside the top 5 now from deep in the field. He's picked up 14 positions. He's looking to pick up position number 15 as he's trying to work his way around his brother Philip Sexton out there on the speedway. But it's all Dustin Hennigan here, as just over halfway through this race. And chat, we're just over halfway through. I do believe, what is there? Only 28 laps left to go here in this race, something like that. My gosh, we are clicking them off too quickly here, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty in a quick hurry here in this one. Is down across the line. It will complete lap number 38 here this evening. So 38 laps completed and still about 27 laps left to go. Hennigan will look to try to hold them all off as Tyler Jackson, Brian Wells, Jeremy Sexton, Philip Sexton are top 5 out here on the racetrack. James Ellington up and into position number 6 as Jacob Sexton starting to fall a little farther back here. Jacob with some front end damage here. The 101 ride now slides back into about the 8th spot as here comes Jamie Massey, the Team No Love NH Lens machine up and into position number 7 here this evening, trying to work his way up towards the top 5, trying to put his name back into the ring here for the win this evening. As Jacob Sexton now into 8th, trying to hang on to it as he's got Evan Monaghan and Tyson Pankow right here behind him. Tim Taylor trying to navigate his way up inside the top 10 here this evening. What a run for the TNT Racing Memphis Grizzlies number 99 ride. Tim the Toolman Taylor now into that 11th position as Jeremy Akins, Kent McLean, Derek Rice back there in 14th. Jeremy Vaughn rounding out our top 15 with James Stockton, Ryan Howard, Shane Matthews, Stephen Burrow, Jim Revis there in the 20th position on the racetrack. Jackie Whaley there in 21st as Jason Calhoun, Zach Clark, Tyler Ryan, and Jordan LaFawn all off the speedway back in 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Here this evening. Unfortunately for the bottom 4, their night has concluded, but for the rest of these drivers, there are still a lot of laps left to go. It's out in front, it's Hennigan with the race lead. T-Jack sticking right there with them. And now we tend to see this racetrack go through a bunch of changes. Early on there through those heat races, look to be that middle outside lane, the fastest way around this speedway. Now, everyone's kind of abandoned that high side. Everyone's kind of migrated back down to the bottom as that's where the most traction is. But throughout this race and towards the end of it, man, we may start to see that slider lane, the high side, something may come back in. And if you're the first driver to kind of find it and use it to your advantage, may be able to put yourself up and into the winner's circle. So they're going to continue to move around. They're going to continue to search and try to find their way up and into victory lane here this evening. As out in front, it is Dustin Hennigan. Hennigan has the top spot, and he is looking to just trying to run away with this one. Man, he has been a man on a mission here the last few weeks. The 16 ride has looked very strong, and he's been firing on all cylinders. And now with only 20 laps left to go, can he hang on to it? Can he keep Tyler Jackson, Ryan Wells, Jeremy Sexton, Massey, Philip Sexton, any of these guys back there at bay? Throw James Ellington right into the mix here as well, just outside our top 5. Can Ellington work his way up inside the top 5 here this evening? Massey right there behind him. Jacob Sexton back into 8th with Monaghan and Tyson Pankow rounding out our top 10 as unfortunately Tim Taylor looks like he made a mistake, slid back now into about that 13th position. So unfortunately, announcer's curse, unfortunately again, hurting one of these drivers here this evening as Tim was looking, trying to navigate his way inside the top 10. Now back into the 13th spot on the speedway, so he'll have to try to rebound from it. But out in front, just trying to run away from everyone else back behind him, it is that 16 JR ride as the DDR setup machine just trying to keep Tyler Jackson, the rest of this field back there behind him. And I think even for Tyler Jackson, I know T-Jack wants to win. He's a fierce competitor. He's going to look for the checkered flag if he can get it from this 16 ride. But I think Tyler Jackson is going to be pretty happy, pretty ecstatic about another top 3 performance, being able to come home on the podium and really not give up too many points to Hennigan and trying to keep points away and gain some points between himself and Jeremy Sexton here this evening. Maybe a win in its own, just trying to run away with that championship in big picture driving here this evening for Mr. Jackson as he continues to roll in second. You do see Jeremy Sexton work his way up and into third, man, and what a run, what a performance it's been for that Sexton paint and body. EJR KR1 Doghouse Chassis number 2020 ride as Jeremy Sexton had worked his way all the way from the 19th starting position, now up and into third here. He's gained 16 spots out there on the racetrack, and that is absolutely incredible. The battle and pass your way through 16 fierce competitors here and put yourself into a position to come home with a podium finish or even potentially go after these two in front of him and try to put himself up into victory lane, man, is absolutely wild. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys have been enjoying the racing action here this evening, make sure you guys do us a favor, hit the like button on the stream right now, hit that subscribe button, become a brand new member of the Peacemaker family here today. And this is one thing that I think Hennigan and T-Jack did not want to see, as a late race caution flag will fly. Yellow flag is out as we watch and see that, oh man, tough break here as the shocker, the 357, the Cocky Floyd Consulting ride of Derek Rice parked up on the concrete wall. Unfortunately, he'll have to tow that thing down pit road, and that may be it for his afternoon here this evening as Derek Rice down pit side. Let's take a look and see what happens. I believe it may start here. Where's Rice? Rice is right in front of him here. So here comes Rice down into corner number one, and just he gets in there a little too far. He's trying to keep himself from running over this 37 right, it looks like. So it looks like he's going to send it in deep, trying to get underneath of the 37 of James Stockton, and I think right here he realizes that he's probably going to get into him. He's probably going to spin that 37 right around, so he jams the brakes and loses the front end on himself, and starts to go sideways here. And unfortunately for Ryan Howard, Shane Matthews, they just could not get checked up in time. They all drive in here, and all three of them get tied together. Pretty solid damage for all three cars as the 357 basically gets shoved up onto that concrete barrier on the inside of corner 1 and 2. And as he's parked there, kind of just trapped, turtled right there, cannot get this thing rolling, cannot get it going. And unfortunately, that may end his night. Let's see if we can get another look at it here. Yeah, he's just going to send it in deep down low here, looking for a big run on this 37 run, and just gets too good of a run right here. There we go. There's where he slams the brakes, starting to go around, losing all that traction, and that's where the 4, the 5 rider going to get into him and get him turned around. So a tough break there for Derek Rice as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Still, Delaware file restarts here this evening as the 16 JR's got the front row all to himself. Everyone else, door to door, back there behind him as here we go. Green flag back out into the air. Great restart there for Dustin Hannigan, able to make sure he keeps that number 8 rider Tyler Jackson away from that inside lane as you see them still beating and banging, battling back here behind him. Look out, oh look out, upside down goes a couple drivers. Oh baby, big one here out of corner number 2 is, oh man, it was Philip Sexton right in the middle of it. Heavy damage here for Philip as the caution flag will come right back out. So cautions breeding cautions. Let's take a look back at it as it's Jamie Massey on his back bumper here. Let's take a look and see as Massey's kind of in tow, trying to hunt him down, trying to work his way up there. You see a little contact right there. Going to get to the inside of the 2020 ride, and now they're door to door. Unfortunately, as they're door to door, it kind of just shoves the 2020 ride up the racetrack. Obviously, he's not going to want to give up that inside cushion. Doesn't want to give up that inside lane as they're 3 wide. He doesn't have a whole lot of room to really go up any higher, but Massey established to the inside lane, and man, they just make contact right there, and as they do, it just kind of straightens out this 2020 ride. You see him try to crank the wheels to the left to get it to start to turn. Unfortunately, can't get it rolling, not having any momentum. Gets ran over from the 33 ride of Allington, who gets tied up in this one, and then it's on like Donkey Kong as now everyone starts to stack up. Sexton down into the 13 ride of Monaghan, into the 7 of Akins. You watch Jeremy Vaughn trying to get through there. Here comes Jim Revis and Tim Taylor. That 37 ride of James Stockton's going to go around. And right here, that's where we see the 2020 ride almost get airborne right there. Almost goes upside down. That was a bit of a crazy ride here for him. Let's see if we can jump on board With this 2020 for the restart is here we go. Right on board with Philip Sexton right there. Gets a little contact. I don't know if that was between him and Jeremy Sexton. That may have opened up the door there for Jamie Massey. And then here we go. They just keep bouncing off each other. He's just trying to hang on to it. Got the wheel cranked to the right and just keeps getting ran over. And unfortunately at this point, you're just along for the ride. And finally, the car comes to settle here in corner number 2. Able to get it back into gear. Able to keep on going here. But unfortunately, that's going to set him back a little bit, but it does look like maybe getting his spot back here on the racetrack. So great break there for him. He's able to get the spot back, and we're able to get back into the action. As here we go, back to green flag racing once again. Green flag back out into the air as the 16 JR of Dustin Hennigan. Another good restart, another great launch there for that 16 JR machine as T-Jack right there behind him in position number 2. Does Tyler have anything left in his back pocket? Can we see Jeremy Sexton all the way from 19th work his way up and into that race win here this evening? Philip Sexton, after getting tied up, turned around and almost upside down. Now finds himself there in 4th. Jamie Massey right behind him in position number 5. Brian Wells, James Ellington, Evan Monaghan, Jacob Sexton, and Jeremy Akins are top 10 here on the Speedway. It's Dustin Hennigan, though, with the race lead, man. He's been right here. He's been holding them off for pretty much the entire night. And for the 16 JR, he's got to do it for 10 more laps. 10 more laps of racing action here in the Dirt Warrior Racing League's Wednesday night street fights here from Oswego Speedway. Can Dustin Hennigan hold off Tyler Jackson or the hard-charging number 2020 of Jeremy Sexton late in this race to keep himself in the winner's circle? Do we see T-Jack, Sexton, Philip Sexton, or Massey potentially find their way up and into victory lane as they're going to get tied together again? Massey and Philip Sexton, and I do believe that's going to be another caution flag, as right here you'll see the culprit as you're going to watch Jamie Massey get in there just a little too far. 2020, or the 20 ride here of Philip Sexton. Just getting into the corner, gets a little tire spin here, just trying to arc his way down the corner, and obviously Massey trying to send it in there a little deeper. I think Massey thought he was going to hug that inside wall a little bit more. I believe Massey was trying to run this slider lane, as that's where he seemed kind of washed up the racetrack towards that outside fence, and I think he just misjudges it right here. Sends it in there a little bit too close to the back bumper of the 2020 ride. Can't slide up to the outside of Philip Sexton. That's when they make contact, and once again, Philip gonna go around here, and everyone again has to try to dodge him here. Everyone trying to keep himself out of the way. Unfortunately, again, it's James Ellington and so many other drivers, man, that are kind of right in his tire tracks that really just end up nowhere to go. Here comes Wells, Ellington, Jacob Sexton. Here comes Akins, McLean, Jamarivis, Stephen Burrow. All these drivers getting more contact, more damage, and a lot of tore up race cars here late in this race as another yellow flag is going to fly, and that means another restart here for Dustin Hennigan to try to keep these drivers back there behind him. And this is going to be a tough spot to be if you are Dustin Hennigan, but I do believe now inside 10 laps left to go, we should be single file restarts. Now, I don't know if this is going to help or hurt the 16 ride. I feel like the Delaware final restarts were kind of his better choice here because obviously you get second and third virtually door-to-door battling there. And now with it going to single file restarts, it may change things up a little bit more and may have to make this jump that much more important here to try to keep the Alpha Shark and that beautiful 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton back there at Vegas. Here we go, getting ready to set them back loose for what could be our final restart of the evening. As Dustin Hennigan gets ready to set these drivers loose, he gets ready to go to battle here. Down and across the line. It'll be 8 laps left to go as here we go. Green flag back out into the air. Dustin Hennigan sees that green flag fly as T-Jack right on his back bumper trying to hang with them. Here comes Sexton. Here comes that 86 of Wells and Evan Monaghan right there into the mix. As Jacob Sexton there in 6th, and Jeremy Vaughn. Vaughn came into the chat, started at the back of the pack in the 3 ride, said he doesn't really like this racetrack. And here is Vaughn up into that 7th position from the back of the pack up to the front of the field, and for the number 3 machine up 17 spots now on the speedway. But out in front, it's Dustin Hennigan here, trying to see this white flag fly, trying to get to this checkered flag as quickly as possible, and hoping that he can do it in a quick manner, but enough to hold off Tyler Jackson and that 2020 machine here in this one. Is Rodney, what's good, Mr. Stewart? Rodney in the chat says, made it at the end. Brother, you made it here at the end, right as things are about to get a little bit spicy here at the front of the field. It's Dustin Hennigan, Tyler Jackson, Jeremy Sexton, Brian Wells, and Evan Monaghan are top 5. Down and across the line, it'll be 5 more laps left to go here from Oswego Speedway, as Dustin Hennigan looking to try and pick up the checkered flag here this evening. Can he get it done? Will he be number 1 for back-to-back weeks here in the Wednesday night street fights, as Tyler Jackson trying to hold on to second here? Unfortunately, it looks like T-Jack blinking a little bit, and we will see a late race caution flag. Oh, brother. Yellow flag, yellow flag. So it looks like Ryan Howard going to run into some issues here. Let's take a look at that 4X ride. Ellington's back here behind him. Jackie Whaley's right there as well. And it looks like, yeah, Whaley's able to stay to the outside of that 4X machine, and they're just going to get tied together right here. So making the move down low. They're battling door to door right here and for this 4X machine. Gonna get a good run down through 1 and 2, but just was not clear of Jackie Whaley. And, you know, it's not Jackie's prerogative to give up that position. He's come with a big run right here, and unfortunately they're just gonna get tied together. Now, I don't know if actually Ryan moved up a little bit here, or if Jackie just got a huge run and then just could not take it to the outside any farther right there, and they just run out of room. Whaley gets into more of that right rear quarter panel, and it spins the 4X up into the outside fence. Jackie Whaley's quickly onto the binders here, as they're actually going to end up making contact again as the 4X comes back down the racetrack. And unfortunately here for Ryan Howard, that's a big hit up into the outside and inside fence for the 4X ride, but luckily enough he's able to keep it rolling. But that does bring out a very late caution flag, as we'll get them all ready to rumble, ready to go back to battle here in this one at Oswego Speedway. Dustin Hennigan, Tyler Jackson, Jeremy Sexton, ready to duke it out, ready to go to battle here again this evening, as I do believe we have lost quite a few drivers. Looks like Philip Sexton, Tim Taylor, Jason Calhoun, Zach Clark, Tyler Ryan, Jordan LaFawn, all done for the night here. Looks like Jamie Massey as well, also down and out of this race. So we started with 25 drivers. Only 18 drivers left rolling here to finish off this feature event. As 65 laps is a grueling distance. And for these drivers, they got 4 laps left to go here to finish this one off. As the green flag back out into the air for Dustin Hennigan again. Another good launch, another good restart. And for Tyler Jackson, T-Jack goes to the high side down through 1 and 2. I don't know if he missed the corner or if he's just looking for a different lane, maybe trying to find some more speed, but as he's doing that, it's opening up the inside lane here for Jeremy Sexton. Jeremy now looking to try to take position number 2 away from Tyler Jackson, and T-Jack, one of those drivers that's trying to battle for the championship here, came in with that points lead, knows that he needs to stay in front of this 2020 ride to give himself another point here, another advantage for that championship over that 2020 machine, as they sit 1 and 2 in the point standings. Our third place driver in points is Dustin Hennigan, but Hennigan rolling out in front right now. Doesn't look like anyone's got anything for him, as the 16JR just absolutely perfect here throughout this feature event. And for Dustin Hennigan, he's only got about 6 more corners left to go. It's down through corner number 3, nice and easy, down and out of corner number 4. The checkered flag will, or white flag will fly here this evening. So the white flag is displayed here for Dustin Hennigan, one more shot, one more opportunity here for Tyler Jackson, for Jeremy Sexton, as they shoot it down low into corner number 3 for the final time here this evening. No one will get to him, no one will get around him. The 16 JR of Dustin Hennigan picks up the checkered flag again this evening. So Dustin Hennigan picks up the dub and pulls himself up and in to the Oswego Speedway victory lane here this evening in the Dirt Warrior Racing League's Wednesday night street fights. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for Dustin Hennigan. Is Hennigan able to pick up the win? Another massive, massive race here for Dustin Hennigan here this evening, man. What a drive, what a performance here for that beautiful 16 JR here today, as we'll get ready to pull him and the rest of our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth, as Tyler Jackson able to hang on to second. Definitely increase his points lead a little bit more between himself and Jeremy Sexton. Did give up a few points there to Dustin Hennigan, but not too many, as here tonight Tyler Jackson survives another one, getting closer to potentially winning this season's championship. As Dustin Hennigan, though, picks up the win and will get to celebrate down in victory lane, we'll get ready to pull the young gun up here into the broadcast booth. Already just waiting for him to jump in here. All right, there he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here one more time for our race winner, Dustin Hennigan. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here at the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Dustin, man, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one. Is obviously early on, some pretty good green flag laps, and you were able to quickly navigate your way around Tyler Jackson, around I do believe it was the 86 of Brian Wells, and you find yourself out in front, and once you got the sniff of that clean air, you never gave it back, as you were able to hold T-Jack off for virtually, 50 laps of this feature event, keeping him off your back bumper and back there behind you, and able to park this 16 JR for back-to-back weeks up and into the Dirt Warrior Racing League victory lane, man. Take us back through it, and what's going through your mind, man, after some late race restarts and some craziness all night long with some fierce competitors once again working on your back bumper.
It all started in the heat race. Got a good pill draw and was able to win it. Put us a good start position in the feature, and I knew if I just rode around on the top and the tack, it wouldn't use my tires up as much, and got to the lead and kind of slowed myself down, and I saw Jackson get to me on the bottom, so I knew we had a caution to get down there probably for the rest of the race. So them late restarts, I knew my tires were going away. I didn't know how much he had. I didn't want to see those yellows.
Yeah, absolutely. Did not want to see a bunch of those late race caution flags, especially as, I don't know if you were looking through the little black box there and seeing where some of your other competitors were, as you saw Sexton working his way up through the field. You saw Massey working his way up there as well. And as they were getting closer and closer to that top 5, top 3, I'm sure that may have had you stressing a little bit as well, because Sexton very, very good here. And obviously, Massey, anytime he's out there in these dirt street stocks, he's a fierce competitor to battle with, and at any point in time can jump up there and make some moves to steal a win away from you.
Yeah, anytime you see Jackson, Massey, the Sextons, Hargraves, really anybody in this league, it's going to be hard to get the win. So you just got to run your best race and hope you can have the luck to pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if it's luck, man, because I believe it's a whole lot of skill, because you've done this now, I do believe you're 4th time here on the season. So we've ran 9 races. You've won 4 of them here on the season, man. That's a hell of a accolade to have here. I do believe now the most winning driver here this season as well. So off to a pretty solid season. Obviously, you're trying to still get that creme de la creme of trying to win the championship, but obviously T-Jack and Jeremy just being so consistent and so often being able to come home inside the podium here, really not allowing you to gain any major points back from some of your races that you either missed or had issues in.
Yeah, I think I had 2 or 3 bad races, caught up in a wreck or something, and the rest I've been lucky enough to get the win. But it's all about consistency, and as you see, Jackson and Sexton, they're consistent. And I just gotta get better at being consistent when I can't win it.
Yeah, absolutely. T-Jack here on the season through the first 8 races, average finish of 3rd place, and that may get even better here tonight with another 2nd place run there for him. But man, a hell of a run, a hell of a drive for you here tonight, and obviously a bit of a high stress one with those late race caution flags. You got T-Jack there, you got Sexton right back in 3rd now. Wells still sitting there as well, and you don't really know, if T-Jack has been able to save a little bit more tire than you. Maybe he wasn't going full throttle or 100% there through certain parts of the race, but still hanging with you. We're getting a little bit nervous that maybe on that last restart we saw him kind of jump up to the outside lane, that maybe he had a little something left in the tank and he was going to be able to battle to your outside.
Yeah, I could hear him get to my bumper, and I didn't know if he was on the top or bottom, but if I missed the 1 and 2, I could hear him really good, so it felt like he was on the bottom, but I guess like race caution, he went to the top kind of. So I was just trying to hold the bottom and not miss the corner where he can shoot under me.
Yeah, absolutely. You were able to play it out perfectly, and you park yourself right back up for back-to-back weeks into victory lane here tonight at Oswego Speedway. Dustin, who'd you like to thank for another big run, another great race, and another checkered flag here in the Dirt Warrior Racing League?
Everybody at DDR keeps getting me faster and faster every week, and you for broadcasting and Jim and everybody that makes this league possible. Glad that he's bringing the street stock side back. There ain't much street stock races, so it's good to have somebody doing it.
Yeah, absolutely glad to have somebody back in there making this happen and putting a good show on for all the fans in the stands to enjoy and be able to come out here and race and battle and have something to cheer these dirt streaks on for again here in iRacing. It's Dustin, hell of a run, hell of a drive for you here tonight at Oswego Speedway, brother. Congrats on the win, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here going for the 3-peat next Wednesday afternoon.
Yes, sir. That's the goal.
Beauty, Dustin, enjoy the rest of your night and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Dustin Hannigan. Hannigan picks up the dub here in this one as we'll get ready now to pull in our 2nd place finisher, Tyler Jackson. Let's get T-Jack up here into the booth. Let's see if I can actually drag him in here. Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Aaron.
T-Jack, man, another solid run, another great race for you. Even though it's a track that you for weeks it said this is not one of your favorite places, you seem to struggle here. Didn't seem like it was that much of a struggle for you here tonight because you're able to win that heat race. Obviously, a little bit blessed there with the heat race win. Contact there in front of you, but you're able to get around it, pick up that heat race win. You start in position number 3, and here you are being able to come home still with another 2nd place run, another podium finish here this evening, man. Take us back through and what's going through your mind.
Yeah, I got a good pill draw with the 2, and I saw Massey and Phillip were 1 and 3, and I thought the bottom was a fast line, so I was kind of hoping just to get 3rd in that, and then we were, Phillip got inside me earlier, so I knew I couldn't go there, so I just went to the top in 3, and it looks like I don't know they got collected or something, but yeah, really lucky there, and then as far as the feature, it just I don't know, I let Dustin get the lead, and then it's just still one lane on the bottom. I just couldn't do anything with him. I felt like I was leaving the corner straighter than him, and I felt like in 1 and 2 I could make up a lot of ground on entry, but then he would just kind of cut the corner off coming out of 2, and it was either stick it in there and wreck us both, or just let off the gas quite a bit. So yeah, it just kind of sucked. The very end, I just threw it towards the top and tried to slider line in 1 and 2, and it seemed like it was about even, but I think 3 and 4 it was slow. So yeah, just had to settle for 2nd.
Yeah, in which case, big picture, not the worst case scenario for you. Obviously, able to earn some points there in the heat race. You earn some great points here in the feature event. You actually end up stretching your points lead here quite a little bit between yourself and obviously Jeremy Sexton. Obviously, Sexton able to battle his way up through the field to come home in third right behind you, but still a little bit of a bigger gap for you coming into the final few races of the season, man. How does that feel knowing that you're able to once again come home with another consistent run and another points differential to go into your favor?
Yeah, gaining on Jeremy is obviously good, but we've been losing to Hennigan for several weeks now, and he gained another 6, I think, on us. So, yeah, he's been ripping. I think that's his 4th win. I don't know. Game plan's pretty much the same. Just try to run top 3s, top 5s. I think we'll be all right. I'd like to get another win. We only got one this season, but yeah, we'll see. Next 3 tracks, the next 2 tracks are really good. I think if we have shots at wins, it'll be the next 2. Lucas Oils, I can run really good there, or I can run average there. It just depends on where the track goes. But yeah, looking forward to the next 3. If I would have got a bad pill draw tonight, we probably wouldn't be talking to you. I know Jeremy made it all the way up to 3rd. This is one of his better tracks. So congrats to him on getting up there, and congrats to Dustin not making any mistakes and just hitting his marks. And man, I was just hoping he's going to clip that inside wall once and shoot up the track, but he never did. He did a good job.
Yeah, never opened up the door for you, never gave you that shot to steal this lead back away and try to put yourself up and into victory lane here at Oswego Speedway. But T-Jack, you come home here with a solid 2nd place run here tonight, man. Who would you like to thank for another great run, great performance here this evening?
Yeah, for you as always for broadcasting, Jim and all the guys, DWR putting the league on and being on their team. It's a lot of fun. It's a good group to race with, and yeah, friends and family watching. My parents were watching, some friends were watching. So yeah, it'll be a good replay to go watch, and maybe I can figure out something else to do here. Man, I got so sick of seeing the back of that bumper, that 16. I was almost willing to lose 2nd just to try something different. But yeah, Lima Land, I don't think we'll have a problem passing there quarter mile. So run the top or run the bottom or somewhere in between. I think we'll be pretty good there.
Beauty, we look forward to watching you guys duke it out again next Wednesday, T-Jack, and hopefully see you right back up here in the broadcast booth.
All right, you have a good night.
You do. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our 2nd place finisher, Tyler Jackson. As T-Jack comes home here in position number 2 this evening. Let's get ready to pull in our 3rd place finisher is the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton. Comes home in 3rd. Let's get him up here into the booth. Hey, Jeremy, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Jeremy, man, another great run, another great performance for you, man. Obviously, tough pill draw, not the heat race that you were hoping for. Sets you up for a long day at the Speedway, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, was it ever a long shot, but you were able to navigate your way through the field at one of your better racetracks here. You're able to somehow or another come from 19th up and into 3rd here to round out our podium this evening, and you had a shot there. You were trying to figure out a way to get around Tyler Jackson when he tried the outside lane. It just seemed like you may have finally kind of ran out of tire right there and just could not get that extra little bit trying to complete that pass for 2nd. But man, what a run, what a drive for you, being able to bounce up 16 spots on the racetrack.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be a real long race after that heat race, but thankfully was able just to hold it on the bottom and make my way through there nice and easy.
Yeah, absolutely picking them off one at a time, just trying to keep yourself out of any chaos or mayhem. And luckily enough for the first half to 2/3 of this race, it was pretty clean and green, really. Once we started to see some of the chaos and caution flags fly here late in the race, you were already ahead of it, so it gave you enough time to really try to battle here with Tyler Jackson and Dustin Hennigan. What was kind of going through your mind as you finally caught up to them, and you were trying to open up that door, trying to find a way to get around them, but it was kind of just shut down one lane there on the bottom side, and you really just had nowhere to go out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, once I got by Brian, I felt I had a decent amount of tire left, and then right before that last caution, Tyler started trying to run like a slider up to the crumbs, and I felt I could inch up on him just a little bit. And then once we fired back off of that restart, I just didn't have enough tire left. And I don't know what it is. Every time we get by each other, his car starts blinking. I don't know if he was blinking on the broadcast or not, but he was blinking on my end, and I was trying to be extremely cautious because I don't want to ruin his race or mine.
Yeah, it did blink there a couple times. I think either just after that last yellow or just before that last yellow. And obviously, yeah, definitely not a fun time out there. And yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys just have like two positives or something. You know, like two positive batteries. And every time you guys get around each other, you guys just kind of want to bounce away. And one of you is normally him. Usually disappears off the racetrack there and starts blinking, but. Man, other than that, great race, great battle, great performance from everybody here tonight, man, including yourself, being able to navigate your way up through the field. Obviously, having to deal with T-Jack blinking there a little bit, trying to deal with, older, worn-out tires, trying to still pick up that second spot or give yourself a chance or an opportunity to try to win this race here this evening, man. You got to be happy with the outcome and being able to at least survive and gain as many points as possible and not really allow Tyler to gain an enormous points lead, even more than what he already has over you.
Yeah, I think Hennigan gained some on me by winning, and I think he had the fastest lap, led the most laps, so he'll get a couple bonus points, and that'll only give Tyler, I think, 1 point up on me maybe. Or no, he got the heat race, so I don't know. He might gain a couple back. The last couple races I'd gained 9, and I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out. Just sucks sometimes when you get a bad draw, but that's part of it. Makes it interesting, makes it good for everybody watching the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely makes it exciting. Definitely makes it a lot of fun to watch as you're slicing and dicing your way up through the field here and still being able to pull off an absolutely amazing finish here in this one. Jeremy, heck of a run, heck of a drive here this evening, man. Who'd you like to thank for another great run and another podium finish here on the season?
Thank God, first and foremost. Thank my wife for putting up with me on here. I've been sick last several days and hadn't really been on, so she's been taking care of me. All the guys that raced with us in the kennel, Marcos, Philip, Jacob, Brian, Seth, Derek Rice, Stephen Stokes, all the guys at Cocky Floyd that help us, JC Jordan, Caden, all those guys, Jim that and all his guys with DWR that puts this deal on, you for doing the broadcast, and just everybody that watches it and supports it. My buddy Dave watches. I meant to ask you, can you turn on closed captioning on your live stream?
Yeah, I actually have no idea how to do that on YouTube. I have no idea how to do that. I'll look for a video on it and see how I can set that up so that way it works.
All right. He said like the next day when he watches it, it works, but live it doesn't show the what you're saying when you're talking.
Yeah,
And
so
he
I think that
watches
might
all
be
these
it.
races.
Yeah, I think that might be it. I don't know. I'll see if I can find one that can work in real time potentially and like kind of overlay it to it, but I'll see what I can find out and
Cool.
see if I can find that. Beauty.
Yeah, and
All right.
also Josh Patterson, JPack Graphics. I know he's doing T-Jack stuff now too. He's been doing ours here the last few weeks. Really good and half the price of everybody else. So anybody looking for a wrap to get done, he's the guy to go to.
Beauty, yeah. Car's always looking fresh there, and again here tonight, looking really, really good, really fast, and able to show it off here with a solid third-place run for you tonight, Jeremy. Heck of a run, heck of a drive, man. Congrats on the third-place finish, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth once again next Wednesday.
Thank you, sir. You have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Jeremy Sexton. As Jeremy comes home in position number 3 here this evening. Solid run, solid drive there for that number 2020 machine, and a hell of a performance from each and every one of these competitors, man. They put on an absolutely amazing show once again for us here this evening, man. That was absolutely a ton of fun, man. This was a hell of a show, hell of a race, and man, we can't thank all of you guys for tuning in and enjoying the racing action here this evening. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, anyone that came in and hit that subscribe button, becoming a new member of the Peacemaker family here today, man. We appreciate each and every single one of you. It is not too late to do that, man. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button on the stream, hit that gosh heck and subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family here today, and turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. But listen, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. As Jeremy Vaughn says, see ya, boo, see ya, Jeremy, see ya, mister. Have yourself a wonderful night. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your week until the beautiful weekends here in just a couple more days. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here in this one, man. Once again, we cannot thank you guys enough for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys all back here in the next one, man. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all later, man. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love.
Roaring engines rip the night, burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels screaming, spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Crowds gather up like wolves, howling for that speed. Races blood pumping fast, gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster, the dirt flies and bends. Ruthless turns, hard turns, savage till the night ends. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Underneath the moonlight, crowds roar so loud. Pride's in the throttle, not in faces of a crowd. A brotherhood of metal, sweat, gears, that grind. Cross that line or get left behind. Cold air cuts the dawn, still our fires rage. Holding bruises like trophies, exhaling battle cage. The stands are empty now, but the ghosts they remain. This dirt track story sings forever in our veins. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real.